I think when we center ourselves in our world and really realize why we're here on this planet, we realize that God put us here to be in community with one another. We aren't here to be alone.
I always love being able to help families, and a huge part of that is really partnering with community resources, and Carmel Youth Assistance is the community resource.
My mentee, he's probably experienced more loss than you and I have already in his 7 short years. And this kid, you know that he struggles with choices, and you know that his day is filled with stop doing that, don't do that. And I just think he needs a break. And I think his family sometimes needs a break. And so I feel like if I'm able to do that and influence him and show him some good behaviors, it can only help.
I've gotten to know Carmel Youth through Melissa, and she has actually brought in a patient of ours currently. The young gentleman had tripped and broken both legs, and now we're currently in the process of being able to, through the Carmel Youth, return him back to full function.
I think Carmel Youth Assistance, the people that work there have a keen eye and they're open ears, right? So they're listening to the families that are coming in. They're paying attention to the youth that come in. They know where they're plugging them in. They're not just handing them out to resources just to push them out of their office. They're making sure they're matching them in the right spots. So that makes them even a better connection piece for the community.
So I currently have a family that I have worked with for 3 or 4 years, and the results have really been spectacular. These were 2 boys that were really struggling as far as their academics. They didn't want to go to school. It was really difficult for them to have daily functioning, things like being able to brush their teeth, being able to take showers by themselves. Fast forward 3 years from now, we've got one kid that is looking to go to Guerin High School and has really done well academically and is looking to progress in that as a 9th grader. As a current 6th grader, I have a client that I'm working with through Carmel Youth Assistance that is in regular classes. This is something that 2 or 3 years ago would have really been seen as an impossibility.
Well, I've been in this business, this is my 36th year, and I can tell you that the Youth Assistance Program has made the biggest impact in a positive way for families and students that are struggling than anything else in my career. We always were kind of limited as school people because we can identify problems, we can make referrals for help, we know some of the community supports that are out there, but we're also responsible for 16,500 kids that are in the building. And we could do this referral system and let the parents know where they can go, but for them to actually get there was another story. And then Youth Assistance comes along and we refer them to Youth Assistance, and they go with the families, take them side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and take them to the resources that they need for help, and just change the trajectory, change the whole setting.
We'll get referrals from law enforcement, also from the schools, and looking at a case, looking at the child and the history. If there's a way that we can refer them through the Youth Assistance Program, that is something that we've definitely used. Trying to keep them out of the juvenile delinquency system, not making that be something that has to happen unless the situation requires it to be.
We regularly see kids who don't need to be arrested. They're not in enough legal trouble that we do a case report, but we recognize that they do need services and they need help and they need some kind of intervention in their lives. And the Carmel Youth Assistance Program offers that, whether it's sending them to guitar lessons or paying a bill for the family or making sure they have food. It's always something positive in the lives of those kids.
Yeah, I do think all it takes is a kind person interested in helping the child to ask that question, what can I do to help you? And I think we've come up with a difference of how to look at these kids, okay? It's not asking the child, what's wrong with you? It's what can we do for you? And the same thing for the parents. We don't really want to put the finger on the child and saying, you're misbehaving, it's your fault. We want to say, you can do better, we know, and how can we help? And that's the beauty of it. You know, kids are inherently good, and they're having problems and stresses in their lives, and they act out in ways that it's the best way they know how to deal with a problem. And we can help take the pressures off of them and off of the family, then just the goodness shines through. And you know, who doesn't want to make a child happy? Who doesn't want to help a child be the best them that they can be?
I continue to see Carmel Youth growing and working hard with hopefully a statewide initiative to serve more and more children, because the bottom line is we're still not able to connect and assist all the kids that are in need of assistance throughout Carmel, let alone throughout Hamilton County. So we're doing an incredible job with the 1.5 staff that we have right now, but we could do so much more if we continued to grow and to serve all the kids that are in need of prevention services.
I think something that hits home with me a lot is when kids lose their parents, and we deal with that a lot. And I think when you lose a parent to death, whatever the cause of that death is, that child from a very early age just has an uphill climb, and they need all the support they can get.
I often get, do we actually need a program like this in a community like Carmel? You take 90,000 people and put them together in any community, and you will find families and children that are at risk, and we are not void of that issue at all. In fact, the more I become a part of it now in my 3rd year of Carmel Youth Assistance, you realize that there's nobody that's immune to the potential of needing youth assistance. You know, our families are just like anybody else's families.
We're working to build a great city here in Carmel, and great cities pay attention to the needs of all their residents. This is a need we had here in Carmel that was unmet. This program is working and working well. Not just, we know that from the statistics, we also know it from the stories that we hear from the individuals that are helped.
It's a lot of people we can happy, and we can find assistance, support. I'm happy with that. I would like to say thank you.
Just thank you so much for your support, and even a small amount of money, you have no idea how it can impact the lives of moms and kids. And just thank you for your generosity and your kindness.
I don't know how to say thank you, making more easy all this kind of situation. We try to fight on a daily basis. We try to be there for our kids. And I feel so good when I have persons around us that try to make it at least more soft, that heavy duty we have in our shoulders.